Ben, you're on FM104. How are you, Ben?
Oh yeah, Adrian, how are you doing?
Good, Ben. Now, what's up? What do you want to get off your chest?
Well, it's just my girlfriend's sister was up recording her daughter the other night in the sitting room, and they were just sitting around the sitting room, and they were recording her, and when they finished recording, when they played back,
Yeah.
then this freaky sound, this freaky noise came up on the video camera.
Okay, so this... basically, they were videoing a young child,
Yeah.
and... So what, were they just videoing the kids sitting around, or doing what?
Just in the sitting room, like they were sitting down, like they were having a drink each, and the young girl, the daughter, was just sitting in the sitting room with them.
Right, so out came the video camera, as you do.
Yeah.
And they were videoing the child.
Yeah.
And then what? When they played back the video...
When they played back the video, all this weird sound came up, like it was like weird, like voice.
And could you hear... Well, I actually have the audio here, right? Because you've said it's been sent in to me. So this is... what I can see is a video of the child, but it's the sound that's what's freaking you out altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, have a listen to this.
During the video, like they couldn't hear any of that sound, but when they stopped it and replayed it, that's when.
Yeah. So right. So as they're videoing it, everything was perfectly normal. The sound in the room was normal. Everything was grand. But when they replayed the video,
yeah.
it was this weird sound. I'm going to play it now for our listeners to hear it. Have a listen to this. This is what, and I can see the pictures as well. But this is the sound that came when they played back this video. Wait till I get a load of this. My God. Now, as that sound is going on, I'm looking at the video of the child. I can see the child perfectly well. And then the video freezes.
Yeah, it just froze.
Yeah, but the sound keeps going on.
Yeah.
That's mad.
It was just like when you listen close to it, you can sort of hear church bells in the background of it.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. How very strange is that? So, obviously you're a bit freaked out by that, I should imagine.
Well, the mother of the daughter was very freaked out about it, because she'd have to ring the priest and everything to come down to get the house blessed and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's due to come down tomorrow morning.
Is she getting the priest to come down tomorrow? Because she obviously is totally freaked out by this.
Yeah, she's actually staying in her friend's house tonight. She won't stay in the house.
So when was this video filmed?
It was Sunday night, I think it was. On
Sunday night. Now, some people are asking, and the answer is no, because we want to protect the identity of the child. People are asking me to put the video up on Facebook, but no, I'm not going to do that, because we want to protect the identity of the child. But I've seen the video for myself. Louise King's our resident psychic is on the line. Louise, good evening to you.
Good evening, Adrian. How are you?
Louise, what do you make of that?
Very interesting. No, the sound that I have here, because I'm phoning you off a while,
yeah,
it's not great. So it sounds like that needs to be sped up a little bit. If that was run through a software, if it was sped up, I think the words could be made out a little bit better. But what I thought I heard, and it'd be interesting to hear what your listeners heard, it sounded like somebody saying, "I'm trapped in here."
I'm trapped in here?
Yeah. But then again, like, I'm listening to the recording via a mobile, so it's not very difficult.
Mm.
I mean, it's not the audio is not very, very clear.
It's not very clear, yeah.
But, I mean, it is common. Do you know what I mean? It's known as EVP, which is electronic voice phenomenon. which is basically electronically generated noises that resemble speech, supposedly not the result of intentional voice recordings or renderings. But that sort of a static sound is normally kind of run through various different softwares, which will kind of split it, clean it up basically, and then correct the speed, because the speed of the voice or whatever that's coming through.
But as I said, I'm looking at the video itself, and the video itself is moving at normal speed. The pictures itself.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily affect the pictures at all. Do you know what I mean? It's basically it's using the electronic energy to create sound. But it would also need to be cleaned up to kind of make sure it's not just other natural sounds. Because initially I thought it sounded like being pulled. It sounded like or furniture being pulled across before you could hear the voice parts. You know what I mean? But very, very interesting. But it can also be known as instrumental trans communication, which is ITC. It's an old thing coined back in the 1970s, where they talk about fax machines, televisions, and tape recorders being used now. Whereas now it's more up-to-date equipment, such as the equipment that your caller would have used. But it is.
And can I ask you, Ben, what sort of a video recorder is it? Like, is it an old joke or?
No, it's off a mobile phone. It's the Samsung Y something or Y.
It's not a mobile phone.
Oh, so it's a mobile. It's not even a tape.
It's not even a tape.
No, it's a mobile phone.
So it's not like people are saying it's just the tape slowed down. So it's not. It's a digital recording.
Yeah, it's off a mobile phone. The Samsung Y or something, I think it's called.
Wow.
Samsung something.
Is anybody texting in what they thought that they heard voice-wise?
Well, I tell you, I'm going to play it again because a lot of you may not have heard it, and I want you to have a listen to it very closely. Okay? So this was recorded. Sorry, I thought you actually said it was recorded on a video recorder with an old-fashioned tape, but no, it was recorded on a mobile phone. That's even freakier. Because a mobile phone, to the best of my knowledge... Oh, sorry, I'm after losing both lines there for some reason. We'll try and get them back. That's really weird as well. Sorry, both of them just got cut off at the same time. Poor El. It's okay, Michelle. Relax there. Michelle's getting a bit freaked now as well. Both of those callers just got cut off at the same time. What the... Okay, I want you to... Firstly, this wasn't recorded on a mobile on an old-fashioned video tape where it could be slowed down. It was recorded on a digital mobile phone. Sorry, Ben, you're there now, yeah?
I am leaving.
It was recorded on a Samsung mobile phone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again, and I want you to listen very closely to it, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know what you think is going on here. Okay, so have a listen once again to this. So the video, I can see the young child. She's as happy as Larry. And you can hear the music in the background. Meanwhile, the video is still showing the child. And then the video freezes. Wow. And what's with the music? Can I ask you, Ben, when that was being videoed, was there a television on in the background, or...?
I'm not too sure because I wasn't there.
Oh, sorry, Ben, hang on. That is absolutely insane. So when they went to play back the tape, or the video recorded on the mobile phone, that's what came out?
That's what came out, yeah.
That is mad. Now, what? It was filmed on a Samsung mobile. Sorry, Louise, are you still there?
Yeah.
Now I know, like I said, you're hearing it over your mobile.
But it sounds again, the second time it's saying, I'm trapped in here.
Really?
And that's what I'm saying. Is there anybody else, any other listeners texting in, can they hear? Because the audio is stretched. So because it's stretched, it's difficult. The speed is wrong. So
well, a lot of people are saying, I heard I'm trapped in here. Unfortunately, we actually do have the facility here at FM104 to speed up the audio, but it's in our production studio, so I can't even do it tonight, which I'm very disappointed about. I'm not in a position to do it right now to try and find out whether or not that's what it does say.
Yeah. And I think that maybe they need to just check through their other videos that they might have filmed just to make sure that, there's been no faults with the phone where two videos have melded. And
that's a good question, Ben. Has the mobile phone videoed other stuff okay?
Well, I don't know, 'cause it's not my phone. It's my girlfriend's sister's phone, like, so.
I'm just wondering, is there some sort of a fault with the phone? Mind you, I'm sure there wasn't anybody there with the child say, you see, what I'm thinking is, could the audio of what was being said with the child, could that have got screwed up somehow digitally? I don't know. I don't understand. And if so, has it ever done it with anything else? But obviously not.
It's the first time I've ever heard of it on a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Ever. If a camera pictures, yes, I've certainly seen stuff, but I've never heard audio, video on a mobile.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally freaked out by this. A lot of people are tweeting us and texting us about this. It sounds like there are two different voices if you listen carefully. And like I said, I'd love to be able to speed this up, but I can't. I don't have the facility to do it now. We do have in our production department the facility to speed stuff up, which I will do tomorrow. So, Damien, you're on FM104. How are you, Damien?
Adrian, how are you keeping?
Very well, thanks, Damien.
I was just driving home from work listening to that story about Ben. I've seen things before happening in, like down where I'm not from Dublin, as you can know by my accent. I'm from Kilkenny, and myself and my wife were sitting in bed one night. Now, this wasn't recorded, or we didn't get any evidence of what had happened, and we were sitting in bed one night watching the TV. And what I had noticed was out in the landing, the way there's a little hole over the door like a glass. And what I noticed out in the landing was a shadow passed by. And all of a sudden, Adrian, I'm not joking you, I'm really, really not joking you. Our bedroom door had swung open with force. The bathroom light had came on. And the landing light had went off.
Ooh.
And all of a sudden we heard steps going down the stairs. Now, it's an old village in Pelltown, County Kilkenny, and right beside where we live was there an old church, but a hedge, like a tree, like trees and a big hedge separates us from the church, and right across the road there's a graveyard. And just down the hill then a bit there's a Protestant church and another old graveyard. And one of our neighbours was telling us about our neighbour, Bernie, was telling us about some paranormal activity that she had in the house. So, we were really, really, really freaked out about it, and we didn't know what to do, and we didn't know whether to tell the kids, but our youngest, our second youngest girl said there does be paranormal activity going on in her room. Like, she can see shadows at night, and we just...
And what do you make of that recording? And like I said, that's the audio off a video. I'm looking as I'm playing it. I'm looking at the video, and it just looks very... I don't know what to make of it. And like Louise, I'm particularly freaked out to hear that it was recorded on a mobile phone, not an old-fashioned videotape.
Is Ben still on the line by any chance?
He is. Are you there, Ben?
I'm indeed, yeah.
How you doing? My name is Damien, Ben. I've had this paranormal activity going on in a village. Now, I'm from the country as well. I'm from down in South Kilkenny in Pelltown there. And as I was explaining to Adrian, I live between two old ruins of a church. Do you, by any chance, live beside an old ruins of a church, or is there any? does any your neighbours or anybody ever sense paranormal activity?
Well, there's been a few neighbours that have had, like, the woman, she's 5 doors down from the girl's house, and they've had a priest in 3 or 4 times to bless their house.
Oh my God! Yeah. Well, I think we're going to have to do the same because, like our youngest girl is experienced paranormal activity, like shadows in her room and hearing footsteps going up and down the stairs at night, and we're just wondering, like, is it spirits from beyond? I know in Waterford they had what do you call it? They were like building a school, but it was going into recreational grounds, and what they done lately was that they dug up nuns and they brought them out to Pilltown, and right across the road from where we lived, they actually buried them again. There was 11 apparently there was 11 coffins, but there was only 4 headstones. So I don't know, that had been lately, like, but this happened November last year. So my wife is my only bit of proof, and so is my neighbour, because there was actually two experiences of paranormal activity.
Well, I know when I got the video and I played it, it actually sent shivers up my spine now, and that's the truth. And I've let people listen to it and to see what they make of it. And
now, as I said, come tomorrow, I will be in a position to speed it up so that I can actually hear. But I just don't have the production facilities right now in the middle of our show to do it. But I have a chap. One of our listeners is apparently doing it for me. He is. I've just forwarded on the audio to him, and he's now trying to speed it up just to see if we can work out what it says. But it really is. It's bizarre.
Really the work.
Oh, sorry. Who's on line 4? Hello?
Hello?
Hiya, who's that?
Stephen.
How are you, Stephen? How are you?
How are you doing?
Well, Stephen, you know what's going on here, do you?
I do, yeah. I was listening to your the sound. I was listening to your radio show on my laptop.
Right.
So I ran it through some software called Audacity, which is basically sound manipulating software.
Right.
And if you speed it up to 78,
yeah,
like in record terms, you can clearly hear it's a girl with a D4 accent saying, "Do you want a beer? Do you want some boomers?" And it's slowed down.
Can you play that for me?
I can actually, yeah. Except, yeah, I can. 1 second.
Okay.
Right. I'm back.
So he's already sped it up. There could be a very simple explanation to this, Ben.
I hope so.
Hello.
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I just have the laptop here.
Okay.
And it's also, you know that song "Call Me Maybe"?
Yeah.
You see, I've speeded it up. All right.
Yep.
And that song "Call Me Maybe" is played in the background.
Oh, that's what's playing in the background.
That's
Okay.
what's playing in the background, but it's actually just when it's speeded up, it's at the right tempo.
Okay.
It's at the right tempo. You'll have a listen here. You can hear it perfectly clear.
Okay, go on.
All right. Wait. Hello.
Hello.
Did you hear that?
Not really. No.
Would you like me to? Sorry, I'll turn up the sound. You can hear it quite clearly. I'll put the phone right up to it. 1 second. Did you hear that?
Sort of. It's very hard to hear it over the phone. And what are they saying?
The very last bit of it is, "Do you want some beer? Do you want some boomers?"
Right.
See, so somebody has taken that on a mobile phone, brought it onto their laptop, manipulated the sound, and put it back on a mobile phone.
And the child, can you hear any sound from the child?
Well, you see, I've speeded it up so much that, like, your voice, you were talking throughout while I was recording, and your voice is just like a chipmunk going...
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah. Right, okay. I've another fella trying to do the same thing, and we're going to ring him back in a second just to find out. So this could have a very simple explanation.
It is very... Well, yeah, well, that's exactly it. Somebody's having you on, really. Because when I heard it originally, it really just sounded like somebody's voice slowed down.
That's what it sounded like to me as well.
Yeah, well, if you just speed that up, it's very clear. It's a girl asking, "Do you want some beer? Do you want some boomers?"
Right, okay. Okay, I'm going to try and get this the other fella back on the line. Thanks very much. Thanks very much indeed, Stephen.
No worries. See you again.
Okay, the other fella, we actually forwarded on the video to another chap a couple of minutes ago who said he'd be able to manipulate the sound fairly quickly. We're just ringing him back to see if he was able to do anything with it. While we're trying to find that out, Ben, stay on the line there for 1 second because we want to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Again, if you've just joined us, this is a video that Ben sent in to me. His sister is totally freaked out by this. They're calling the priest down tomorrow. They're really blown away by this. It's basically videoed on a mobile phone, and it's of a child just sitting in the living room or whatever. And when they played it back, they heard this. How weird is that?